Hello learners, welcome to TryWrite. Today we will be moving on to object-oriented programming, this Java. Basically we will be learning about the classes and objects. Here in Java, this object-oriented programming is programming paradigm based on the concept of objects. So because Java is object-oriented, so it is based on concept of object which bundle data that are there, that is the fields, and behavior that is the methods. These datas and fields, these datas and behaviors are bundled together to form the whole program. Now the key concept of the object oriented programming are the classes, the objects, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and the abstraction. Now what is a class? Here we are learning about the classes. So what is a class? A class is a blueprint. It is a blueprint of creating objects from which the objects are created. The classes, they are the blueprint from which the objects are created. So it defines the fields. It tells us the fields, that's the variables and data. They are the properties of that objects. They are the properties of the classes. The methods means they are the functions or behaviors. Functions or behavior. The fields, they signifies the variables or data, and the method signifies the functions and the behaviors. Now moving further, we will be learning much and more about the classes and objects. Now further, we have known the classes, that there is a class name whose first letter is in capital letter. Then this follows the fields, the methods which we define according to our own program or different specialization. We will define all these fields and methods. And this, suppose for this car class, there is car class. If the car will have a color of its own, a car will have a color of its own, so it will have its speed of its own. This defines the fields and method, and the method for this is the color. These are the properties, the color, these are the properties, and speed is also a property. So it defines these classes define the properties or fields and methods as these speed will be defined upon some variables depending on the car functions. So these are the methods and variables, that they are fields. So this drive method, this is a method drive. This is a method the car performs and we goes on for driving on it. So this drive is a method. And system.out.println, this method will tell that the car is driving. The car will drive. And now coming on to objects. These are the instances of classes. They have their own properties and behaviors. These are the objects. These are the instances of classes created using new keyword. These objects are created using new keyword. As I have already told. And suppose you have the class name. This is a class name. And the object of this class name is called by obj. Obj is the object of this class with the name of this new keyword. With the help of this new keyword and the class name followed by the parenthesis. This is the way of creating this object of this class. Now for car, my car can be the object, and with the help of this new keyword and the car and this parenthesis, which signifies that this object is being created for this class car. Similarly, we can call this we can signify that my car object and the color, which is a property or behavior of that car. Property can be red, its property can be red, and the speed of that car can be 100. Speed and color, we have seen that they are the variables in that car. Likewise, we have seen the variables. These are the variables or fields in this car. So moving further, we will be getting to know much and more about it in the further. Like this. For example, the student. This is a class. Student, which is having a field as name, as a string name. The different fields are names and age. For the student, which is having the properties as name and age. And the method display. This display is a method because it will display the different this will display the different properties of that student. System.out.println name, the name of that student, name. This is the message within the double quotes followed plus name. This will concatenated and presented here. Similarly, system.out.println this age is the message in concatenation with the age, real age, whatever the age that will be having, that the student will be having. This will also be presented here. Similarly, moving further will be, this is the main class, public class main. This is the name of the class, main class, having the main method of this class, main method of Java main method, yeah, public static void main, string args, and following that student. For that student class we have made an object s1 equals new student. This will create an object. We are creating an object, and with this creation of this object we are assigning a name to that student. So s1 dot name, we are giving the name, we are assigning the name s1 object dot name, that was a field defined there. Name equals Alice and age s1 equals 20. Suppose we are giving the name as Alice and age as 20. We are defining the field that we are defining a field of that. So similarly s2 second object, s2 is the second object dot name is the Bob, and second object dot age is 22. This is also a field assigned to that field, assigned with different variables. So s1 dot display, this will display the name and age. Similarly, this s1 dot display and s2 dot display, this will call that methods in that, this will call this method and will display the name and age as respectively. Now moving further, constructor. A constructor is a special method that is used to initialize the objects. They are used to initialize the object. We have to initialize an object before using that. So this constructor are the methods that will initialize the objects. They have the same name as the name of the classes. Suppose for the class student, we have made the class student. Now here the constructor will have the same name as the name of the class. So class student, string name, and int age. These are the fields defined here. So here we will construct the constructors. These have the same name as the name of the class. Name of the class, student is the class, and the constructor will also have the same name as that. And string n and int a. This string n will go to the name. This string l defined the various fields name. This name will be assigned with this name n, and this age will be assigned with int a. The variables will be assigned according to the different constructor parentheses. Yeah, parameters. So void display. This is the method which will display the name and age respectively. Now coming to the public class main method of that class, this will be the main method, public class main, and public static void main string args. This is the main class. This is the main class without which this class won't work. So student s1 equals new student s1. This is the object created with the help of new. Object s1 is created with the help of new, and this is student with passed with name of age and 20. We are passing name and age and 20. For this, with the help of this constructor, for the constructor we have seen now, constructor is having variable string n and int a. These are being passed with the help of this constructor, is being called with the help of this function here. So this function student s1 equals new student. This student constructor is having passed the value of age, Alice, and 20. We are passing this value to these values to these parameters of string n and int a here. This value will be passed here, and similarly the name and age will be assigned here. And s1 dot display, s2 dot display. The display function method will be called and similarly performed as usual. So we have got to know about the classes, objects, and constructors here. Now thanks. We'll be moving further in the next class.